angels, universe, please help me say the title of this video correctly. 3 tips on how to drop karmic weight by 2020. All right, take 12. Hi everyone, it's Alicia Ying here for another episode of Alicia's Abundance Advice. And today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you 3 tips on losing karmic weight by 2020. So let's dive in. Oh my gosh, holy guacamole. If you have been feeling the shifting of the energies, it is not just you. You are not alone. That full moon in Aries happened on October 13th, showing you exactly what you really want, exactly what your future holds, and exactly what you desire, and exactly how you want to get there, right? And then in the week since then, it's been this whole process of being a detective and weeding out what should actually stay, what should actually go. Is this really aligned with me? Is this really not? What feels really good? What doesn't feel good? So it's been this whole kind of like sifting and sorting process, right? And now today is the first day of Scorpio. Hello, where are all my Scorpios at? I'm so in love with you all. Hashtag just saying. I'm also a Scorpio rising, so I really identify and actually love the Scorpio energies. But it's also the start of Mercury retrograde. So what does that all mean? It means that shit from the past is like coming back in full force, trying to test and see whether or not you have learned the lessons that the universe has been trying to teach you on your karmic path this entire year. If ex-boyfriends have been blowing up your phone, people that you've cut out and burned the bridge, all of a sudden they're like texting you for some reason. If, you know, like just things from your past, situations are coming up again. The reason why it's happening right now is because, especially with this season of Scorpio, which is really digging into quote unquote the shadow side, or which is basically like, you know, it's where the insecurities and the fears and the limiting beliefs reside, right? This is the perfect time to really take inventory, especially because Mercury is being in retrograde, which means it's a time to sit back and reflect, renew, and reassess, right? It's a big time. These things are coming up. It may trigger you, and it's an opportune time for you to say, okay, wait a second. Why is this person all of a sudden texting me? Why is all of a sudden this person blowing up my phone? Why is this person all of a sudden, you know, liking my Instagram, because I have not spoken to this person in years and they have not been someone that I wanted in my life. Here's 3 tips on how to actually navigate this so that you can lose that karmic weight before 2020. Tip number 1 is to take stock of what you've learned. Okay, so this is just take a moment when something like this happens, when some random ex-boyfriend is trying to blow you up, to be like, okay, wait a second. What's coming up for me? What's triggering me? Is anything triggering me? How am I feeling about this person talking to me again? Are they really trying to just weasel their way into my life? Or is it just honestly them just wanting to reconnect? Or is this really just an opportunity for me to reflect on what that person taught me, and knowing now, hey, you know, I have grown, I have matured, I have learned the motherfucking lesson, and the motherfucking lesson for me is that I am more worthy and deserving of being treated way better, right? Like a lot of the times, especially with relationships, we tend to, when we think about our exes and stuff, it's kind of like, oh yeah, you know what, I was actually settling, or like they were being really rude to me and I allowed them to do that because I was kind of in a place where I was a bit more desperate and thought that that was all that, you know, I could get at that point, because I thought that I had to settle. Hashtag you don't ever, ever, ever have to settle, okay? Like if anyone else tells you have to settle, they're lying. Keep your head, heels, and standards high. Thank you, Coco Chanel. Take stock of what you've learned. You don't have to write them back right away. Just, get out your journal, talk to a trusted friend, and be like, oh my gosh, you'll never believe what happened. John, let's just say, whatever, Joe, whatever, some random, we'll take Joe Schmo, messaged me out of the blue. It was really weird. I kind of had these weird anger feelings of resentment come up, but oh yeah, that's right. I remember it's because he always treated me like crap and made me feel guilty and kind of like was actually a narcissist. So I'm glad that I'm not with Joe Schmo anymore, because the lesson that I learned was that I am worthy and deserving of being in a relationship with a kind and loving man who totally respects me and knows my worth and treats me the way that I deserve to be treated, right? And then once you do that, then you can move on, right? So again, this can happen for situations too. So whether it's like a situation at work and you find yourself in a place where you are being taken for granted, where you're working your ass off and you're not being acknowledged for your hard work and you're not getting a raise, and they're putting more responsibilities on you and they're not paying you anymore. Maybe that's a situation that you're dealing with, and in that case it's really kind of taking stock and being like, hey, why is this happening again? Why am I always being looked over? And again, when you take stock of what you learn, you go, oh right, you know what, I actually deserve to be massively compensated for the amount of services and work that I do. And so then you can then we'll go on to tip number 2, but then you can make the appropriate action step once you've really integrated what you've learned, right? This is like the first step in dropping that karmic weight. Tip number 2 is to thank them for their service. So this one's kind of a little hard, especially if someone was a super duper big asshole to you. And trust me, I get it, because sometimes I'm like, what the fuck is this person like blowing me up on Instagram? Like, this makes no sense to me whatsoever. I'm like, are you delusional? What the fuck? But in all honesty, the way to actually lose the karmic weight, to not continue to be in a karmic contract with someone, to really finalize things once and for all so that you can leave it behind, is to thank them for showing you and teaching you a lesson, right? Ultimately, people are just a mirror for a certain side of you, even if it might be like a not pretty side of you, right? So that you can learn how to stand up for yourself, or to raise your standards, or to remember that you're so much more worthy and deserving of having, a loving relationship, more money for the work that you do, being able to be acknowledged and admired for your talents and services, and just for being you, because you're just a brilliant, amazing rock star. We tend to overlook all these things that we just so naturally give out, because we're naturally kind, loving, good-hearted humans. And if you weren't, then you probably wouldn't be watching my YouTube channel. So just remember that the best way to quote unquote, get rid of these people and out of your life so that they don't contact you again every single Mercury retrograde, for example, is to really thank them for their service. Because once you realize what you don't want, right? So once you realize that you don't want someone who mistreats you or is not loyal, or who, walks all over you, or is emotionally abusive or whatever, the moment that you realize what you don't want, right? Because from tip number 1, taking stock of what you've learned, then you know what you do want, right? It's usually the opposite. So you don't want someone who's emotionally abusive. You want someone who's emotionally supportive. You want someone who's going to be there for you, right? You don't want someone who's going to take advantage of you at work. You want someone who is going to give you a raise, or at least give you a bonus, or acknowledge you for the hard extra work that you put into your job, right? Thank them for their service. So you don't have to do this to their face. You can totally, again, just do this energetically, writing them a letter, doing it in your journal. It's totally fine. God hears you, right? But spiritually, you can really cut the cord, burn the bridge, X them out of your life for good when you say, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for that lesson. Thank you for teaching me what I really deserve. Thank you for teaching me and showing me what I really truly want, which really truly aligned for me. And then I really do wish you all the best. Namaste. Like, wish you the best of luck on your journey, and I'm going to go on my journey, and that's it. We don't have to get super angry and bitchy and like fucking in your face about, and all like get into an altercation about ending things with someone. Oftentimes, it really is the most peaceful and loving way to just, again, say thank you for your service and then put them in the trash can like free condo, or like donate your stuff and then like move on. In the case with people, I do find it best to just say thank you. And then if you really don't want them in your life and you don't want to be reminded of them, just go ahead and unfollow them. And if you really need to, block them on social media and on your text messages. It's really simple. You don't have to be, it doesn't have to be dramatic, is my point. With situations like work, one thing you can always do is, again, thank you so much for everything that you've taught me. I've really gained a lot of experience here, and it's time for me to move on, right? But I really appreciate it. Thank you for showing me, I've learned so much, and then you move on, right? The art of gratitude and showing gratitude and appreciation, that will always then clean up your karmic slate so you're not still bound in this contract with someone else because you're holding on to that resentment and that anger. When you still feel that resentment and that anger, that usually means that there's still a little bit left of the lesson to learn, and you would want to go back to tip number 1 and just really try to see what exactly is the universe trying to teach you with bringing this person back in your life. Again, you are way different now than you were a year ago, so you can see things from a different vantage point because you have learned more, you've grown, you've experienced, you've analyzed, you've understood, you've integrated, right? So just trust yourself and know, like, yes, maybe it might be, oh, wow, you know what? I realized like I let that person get away because I was afraid of love, and I really, really do need to open myself up more to love. That could be your lesson too. So it's not just maybe like people are narcissists, like it could just be you've been so closed off, and so you need to open yourself up to allowing someone to truly love you for everything that you are. Make sense? Okay. Tip number 3 is to take a risk and step into the unknown. What does that mean? Okay, so when we lose this karmic weight, when we end these karmic contracts with people, it can be really scary because we lose this false sense of security that we had around us, that, of something that was a routine, something that we knew how to navigate through, and we embark on this brand new journey. Now, on a positive note, like every single ending is really auspicious because it means that a new chapter gets to start, a new path, something where you can get more abundance, more love, more money, more wealth, more success, right? In order to do this in a simple way, you can just ask the universe, journal it out, and be like, okay, universe, I'm still trying to sift out exactly what it is that I want. I know that I want something to the effects of this. I have no idea what the specifics are, but please deliver me clear and loving guidance, and I'm willing to do my part. Like, for example, I really want to have this $100 million empire, but like, as far as what products and services and like, how is that going to happen? And what do I have to do today? Like, I don't have any clue. But all I know is that whenever I channel guidance from the universe, whenever my guides talk to me, I ask them for clear and loving guidance. And then I ask them for just the very next step, right? And usually it's like, okay, I need to do this video for you guys. So that was something that I was guided to do. So that's why I'm recording this video. Do I know where the video is going to lead to? No. Do I know how many people are going to watch it? Absolutely not. Do I know even what the next sentence out of my mouth is going to be? Probably not, because I'm just channeling a lot of it, honestly, from the universe. But what's important about it is that I know that someone needs to watch it. I know that the universe wanted me to do this. It feels really aligned to me. It's information that I wanted to share. for free to help other people who are on the same journey that I am on in order to lose this karmic weight before 2020. So I'm doing the video, right? It's scary. I don't have anything really pre-written out. It's not on a teleprompter. I mean, I have like a couple of notes and stuff, but I'm really just honestly speaking from my heart. And I'm really hoping that that in itself is enough to resonate with someone out there who's watching this and they are like, oh my gosh, this is exactly what I need to hear. And it's going to help them lose the karmic weight, right? To end some karmic contracts with people that they have had in their life for a really long time, or really get out of situations that are just no longer serving them or no longer aligned with their true long-term goals. Again, if you remember the things from the full moon in Aries, this was really about like, this is really a time in the last quarter of 2019 to like really, really do some soul searching and being like, okay, I know what my long-term goals are, right? Like I know what I want in my life. I know what kind of people I want to hang around with, and you know what my love life wants to look like, and you know what I want my body and my health to be like. So if you know like the general sense of it and how it makes you feel, then now is the time in order to really lose that karmic weight. Now is the time to say, you know what? I don't need to have this extra 10, 15, 20 pounds on me as a defense mechanism to protect me. I know that I am safe and loved and protected. I know that the universe has my back. Like, it feels better to eat healthy food and just lose the weight because I feel more energetic. I'm more at my optimum health. I can be an example. I'm able to do more things and have more energy to be there for the people that need me to be there for them, for example. Really take the time to like take a risk, to ask the universe for some guidance if you have no idea what to do. If you are looking for a next avenue stream of income and you're like, show me a better way, because clearly the ways that I've been doing it recently have not been working, right? And that's what I've been doing for the past couple of months, and it's been really, really exciting and profitable. I obviously, as you can tell, my business is shifting yet again, and I'm really excited about it. And I'm just going where the universe is telling me to go, and I'm offering the services that the universe is telling me to offer. And I feel better. I feel more aligned. And for me, my long-term goals is just simply to be in love with every area of my life. So I want to be in love with my body, in love with my career, in love with, you know, my love life, and in love with my friends, and in love with my clients and my business. It just, I love love. I love love. I love love so much. Okay. So what's cool is you can ask yourself that question. Bonus tips, because you know I love giving bonus tips. So bonus tip to lose the karmic weight before 2020 is to really ask yourself, okay, once you've taken stock of the lessons that you've learned, and then you have thanked all of those people and those experiences for their service, for helping you learn those lessons, and then you are taking a risk and stepping into the unknown, your bonus tip is to really ask yourself, how would it feel when you achieve your long-term goal, right? So whether that's being happily married, or finding the love of your life, or making $10 million, or if it's even just like, I don't know, like traveling the world and exploring like, you know, new countries and places and cities and people or whatever, or having like a small little hut, or finding the perfect dog. It doesn't matter. Whatever your long-term goal is, ask yourself, how would it feel to actually have that thing now? If you had that right now, how would it make you feel? For me, I would feel totally in love with my entire life. I want to be in love with my car, be in love with everything. My clothes, my makeup, my lashes, my phone. Okay, I digress. So what you'll want to do is, once you define how you want to feel, it can be something as simple as in love, or it can be like a couple of things like empowered, liberated, free, blissful, abundant, successful, strong, grounded. But once you feel that feeling, then here's what life gets to be really easy from this point forward. Once you identify what you want to feel, how you would feel, then as you move forward, go, okay, great. Does this make this hanging out with this person make me feel like I'm totally in love with my life, or I'm totally in love with them, and I'm totally in love with the time that we spent together? If the answer is hell yes, then yeah, keep that person in your life, keep hanging out with them, because they're going to help you bring in the love, money, and success that you desire. If you hang out with someone and they don't make you feel like you're in love with them, they make you feel weird, anxious, depressed, make you second guess yourself, maybe you feel like, emotionally abused, or, whatever. If you don't feel in love, if you're feeling anger, resentment, hate, fear, stop hanging out with that person, right? Like, this is about really quickly sifting and being like, you know what? I'm not in love with this job. I'm not in love with this product that I'm selling. I'm not in love with this service that I'm providing. Then it's easier. And especially if you become your own entrepreneur like me, because obviously I'm a serial entrepreneur, you can easily start to see like, oh, okay, like I can run my business my way. I'm the CEO of my company. So you know what? I'm not in love with this service anymore. So I'm not going to offer that, but I am in love with this service. So I'm totally going to start, selling that service, right? Because when you're in love with something, when you feel that good about the job, the money, the lover, the friend, then it all flows. Then it's easy. Then there's less resistance. Then it doesn't feel like work. Then life becomes fun, right? And when we have more fun, we get to step into 2020 with this brand new lease on life, because you're able to just drop all of that fucking weight that you've been carrying around for so many fucking years. It's exhausting. I'm going to be honest with you. In the past 2.5, 3 weeks, I've lost 13 pounds. It wasn't intentional. I didn't go on any special diet or anything like that. I mean, I did cut out sugar, but it wasn't intentional. I just was like, I'm not eating any sugar. And then I really wasn't eating that much dairy. But I was just honestly focused on losing this karmic weight, thanking people for their services, letting go of people and situations that just were not making me happy, were not making me feel in love. And physically, it's showing now, which you'll see in my video tomorrow. I'm so excited. It's my aligned video, so I really can't wait to share it with you guys. My aligned video, my fashion video tomorrow. Clearly I'm loopy. Okay, so anyhow, let's do a really quick recap. Let's do a recap. This is 3 weights on losing karmic weight by 2020. Step 1, or tip number 1, is to take stock of all the lessons that you learn. Just being able to, you can write them all down. Be like, I learned this, and this. Tip number 2 is to thank these people and situations for their service. Thank them for showing you what you really truly wanted, for showing you that contrast so that you knew, oh, hey, I am worthy enough. I am deserving enough. I am ready to open my arms to receive the abundance and love that the universe has for me. And then tip number 3 is to step into the unknown and take a risk and do something that is going to show the universe that you're ready to commit to your long-term goal without all of this karmic weight weighing you down. And of course, the bonus tip is to figure out how you want to feel when you are in this new long-term goal and this happily ever after ideal life. Once you identify what that is, then it's going to be so easy moving forward for the rest of the year to be like, okay, cool. We like this. We don't like this. This aligns. This doesn't align. And you just start focusing more of your attention on the stuff that aligns and the stuff that makes you feel the way that you want to feel, because that's what it means by good vibes only. Because when you are aligned with the way that you want to feel, good shit fucking happens. When I feel in love and I am vibing, that's when the money comes. That's when the sales come. That's when people find my shit and from crazy ass places and they just magically appear. And then all of a sudden Poshmark is using one of my listings as the main thing for their ads on Instagram, and people are clicking on it and buying my stuff. Like, I didn't even pay for, I didn't even know. So it's like the universe works in miraculous ways that you can't even wildly possibly imagine. It's like way bigger than you can imagine in order to give you everything that you want in the fastest way possible. And that's what is ready for you in 2020. So if you can just take these simple steps, apply it to your life, I'm telling you, by 2020, you are going to be receiving so much love and so much money and so much success for the entire year. It's going to feel like a brand new life. This is like, it is so important, like, to really just integrate these karmic lessons, learn that shit, and then move the fuck on, because you are so ready. You are so brave, you are so powerful, and you are so ready to receive everything that you deserve and more. You deserve to live happily ever after, and happily ever after can really start now, however that looks like for you. So I hope that you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching. Click the subscribe button, like it, share it with friends, comment below, let me know how those 3 tips help for you, or if you have any questions. And of course, always remember that success starts by saying yes to you. You are so ready to rock the rest of this year and get everything you deserve. I love you so much, and I will see you guys on the next video. Mwah.
No, to lose karmic weight before 2020.
Got you. Okay. And today's episode is all about how to drop some karmic weight before 2020. Was that it? Today's episode is all about how to lose karmic weight before 2020. That still doesn't sound right. 3 tips on how to lose weight. Fuck. Oh. And in this video, I'm going to share with you, in this video, I'm going to share with you 3 tips on how to drop karmic weight by 2020. Does that make more sense?